Hello friends, let us start today the second unit of electrical materials and wiring practices, that is the conducting materials and the magnetic materials. In this first lecture we will see about the conducting materials. Now let us see the classification of the electrical engineering material. According to the behavior, electrical engineering materials are classified into the four categories, that is conducting material, insulating material, semiconducting material and the magnetic material. Before studying the various types of the material, we should know about the energy band diagram of the material in order to study the electrical engineering material. The range of electrical energy that an electron may possess in an atom is known as energy band. Right? Three important energy bands are there: valence band, conduction band and forbidden energy band. Valence band, the range of energy possessed by the valence electrons is known as the valence bands. Conduction bands, the valence electrons are very less tightly bound, right? Valence electrons are very less tightly bound to their nucleus. On application of small electric field, right? On application of small electric field, this electron will detach from the orbit and jumps into the conduction band. Now these electrons is called as the free electrons, and it is responsible for the flow of electric current, and the range of energy possessed by these free electrons is known as the conduction band. Forbidden energy gap, the energy band in between the conduction band and the valence band is known as the forbidden energy band. Now the first one is a insulating material. Insulating material are those material in which the valence electrons are very tightly bound to their nucleus, parent atom, thus require very large amount of electric field to remove them from the attraction of the nucleus. The energy gap in between the valence band and the conduction band, it is about 15 electron volt. Therefore, the availability of the free electrons in a conduction band is very less. Right? When large amount of electric field is applied or the electric voltage is applied, then electrons start detaching from the nucleus, from the orbit, and start flowing into the conduction band, start jumping into the conduction band, and now the very few number of free electrons are available for the conduction of the electrical energy or the electric current. Therefore, the insulators will have a negative temperature coefficient of the resistance. Now the conducting material, the material in which the conduction and the valence bands are overlap. But in case of the insulating material, there is a large energy gap in between the conduction band and the valence band. But in case of the conducting material, these two bands are overlapped, therefore very small energy is required to conduct electric currents from the conducting material. Hence the application of the small amount of voltage result a large amount of current through the conducting material. Now the semiconducting material. Semiconducting material have an intermediate position between the conducting material and the insulating material, which is having a very small energy gap. At room temperature, for example at 0 degree Kelvin, it will behave like an insulator, and as the temperature is going to increase, the material starts behaving like conducting material. Means it is behaving like, as the temperature is going to increase, it is behaves like a conducting material. For example, silicon and germanium. These are the energy band diagram of insulator, conductor and semiconductor. There is a large energy gap in between the valence band and the conduction band. Therefore, very large electric field is required to jump these electrons to the conduction band and will act as a free electron. And therefore, there is no current is flowing through the insulating material. In conducting material, these two bands are overlapped to each other. Therefore, very small energy required to flow the electric current through it. And in semiconductor material, very small energy gap, about 1 electron volt. Therefore, very small energy is required to conduct the electric current through the semiconducting material. Now, the magnetic material, right? Magnetic materials are those material in which a state of magnetization can be induced. The material which can be magnetized, म्हणजे असं मटेरियल की जे मॅग्नेटिक मटेरियल म्हणजे मॅग्नेट म्हणून यूज करू शकतो, अशा मटेरियललाच आपण कुठलं मटेरियल म्हणतोय, मॅग्नेटिक मटेरियल. फॉर एक्झाम्पल आयरन. Now the properties of the electrical engineering material. First property is the physical properties. Melting point. What do you mean by melting point? It is a temperature at which the substance changes from solid state to the liquid state. And as far as the conducting material are concerned, the melting point of the conducting material should be as high as possible. As well as the boiling point is the temperature at which the substance changes from liquid to gaseous form. It should be high. Coefficient of thermal expansion. When a material is heated, it expands due to which its dimension changes, but obvious. Coefficient of thermal expansion represent the expansion in material with increasing temperature. It should be low thermal coefficient of expansion. Conducting material should have the low thermal coefficient of expansion. Thermal conductivity, it is a property of the material which represents that how easily the heat can be conducted by a material. It should be high. Electrical conductivity, but obvious should be as high as possible for the conducting material. Now the mechanical property. Mechanical properties normally are the result obtained from the test on the material by application of the external forces. Before studying the properties, let us see some term related to the mechanical properties, that is the strength, ability to resist external forces without breaking. म्हणजे एखाद्या मटेरियलवर जर एक्सटर्नल फोर्स जर आपण लावला, राईट, तर इट शुड बी चेंज इट्स शेप अँड साइज, बट इट शुड नॉट बी ब्रेक. इलास्टिसिटी, राईट. Once we applied the external forces to the elastic material and after removal of that force, the material should regain its original shape and size. Plasticity, the property of a material which enable it to deform permanently on application of the load. फॉर एक्झाम्पल एखादी प्लॅस्टिकची बॉटल आपण घेतली आणि त्याला एक्सटर्नल फोर्सेस जर अप्लाय केला तर प्लॅस्टिकच्या बॉटलचा शेप अँड साईज काय होईल, चेंज होईल, राईट. बट आफ्टर रिमूव्हल ऑफ द फोर्सेस जो शेप अँड साईज त्याचा चेंज झालेला आहे तो शेप अँड साईज कसा राहील, राईट. नाव द डक्टिलिटी, वी कॅन ड्रॉ ऑन द नंबर ऑफ वायर्स or the conductors from a material, means the material should be ductile. Shieldability, conducting material should be shieldable. It should withstand stress and strain and easily fabricated. Malleable, we can shape, we can roll into the number of sheets, right. Therefore the conducting material should be malleable. Conducting material should be tough. Conducting material should not be brittle. Lack of ductility is nothing but a brittleness, means small application of the force the material will be break. For example, our chalk. Electrical property, resistivity, as low as possible. Conductivity of the material should be as high as possible. Temperature coefficient of the resistance, conducting material should have low temperature coefficient of the resistance, and dielectric strengths of the conducting material should be as high possible. Magnetic property, the relative permeability. In electromagnetism, the permeability is the measure of the ability of the material to support the formation of a magnetic field within itself. Hence, it is the degree of magnetization that a material obtains in response to the applied magnetic field. Coercive force, in order to remove the residual magnetism, we have to apply a coercive force in opposite direction. Now, the chemical properties. conducting material should be resistance to corrosion. It should have a high resistance to corrosion. Acidity or alkalinity. A material is acidic or alkaline. It is decided by the pH value of the material. pH value of the material varies from 0 to 14, right? The material which have pH value below 7 are called acidic, and material should have pH value greater than 7 is called alkaline. Oxidation, material should be free from oxidation. Right, now let us see the generalized properties of the conducting material. Conducting material should have a low specific resistance, means low resistivity. It should be mechanically rigid. It should be ductile, म्हणजे आपल्याला बारीक बारीक तारा काढता यायला पाहिजे. High conductivity, lowest temperature coefficient of the resistance, soldability and weldability property should be there. Adequate resistance to corrosion should be there. Material should be durable, easily available and low cost. Sufficient mechanical strength should be there. Resistance to chemical and weather, and should not oxidize. These are the generalized properties of the conducting material. I hope you should understand the concept of conducting material very well. In next lecture, we will see the various conducting material. Thank you.